What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to share with you, I guess, some bullish news, although it's not really based on anything. It's just my own personal perspective and what I'm doing with my own SPS and assets. And that is, I am no longer selling SPS. Now, before, anybody who's new here might be like, wait, what's going on? Why are you selling? What's going on? I have, or at least, I was coining the term here. I was selling SPS for what I called ice cream money, right? And I was actually staking more than I was actually selling. I was just taking a portion of whatever I earned because of several assets that I own, right? Or all the different ways that I've earned, whether it's LPs, whether it's nodes, I'm getting a good amount of SPS, right? Some of it comes staked, some of it doesn't, comes unstaked. And so therefore I was taking a lot of the liquids and usually taking that and realizing it, and therefore, having that be my ice cream money and, turning that into a quote unquote profit for whatever you guys, or however you want to define that. I have since decided to change my mind. I am looking at the situation now and looking at SPS sitting here just under a penny and a half. And I know we pumped up from like 1.3 not too long ago. And I have no reason for this. So this is just me sharing with you my own personal feelings. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that my behavior pattern has changed, and I cannot quite explain it in terms of, it's not just emotional, but it's also like gauging the sentiment within the market and maybe even the sentiment within the community, right? There's several whales that have talked about we're going to zag while others zig. And I think that that's important. I'm not necessarily doing it because I'm seeing the whales do it, although that's not a bad idea. But sentiment is at its lowest. And when I look at the numbers, again, the logic side of this, the pure numbers, right, for SPS, can SPS go below a penny, right? A lot of people are still thinking that it can. It absolutely can, right? There's still so much inflation. But we also saw during a major release, during a run-up at the end of last year in Q4, we saw it go up to like 3.5 cents, right? Which would be more than a 2x from where it is now. Now, is that the 100x gain that people are hoping for, right? Are we gonna just do crazy amount of X's and go to the moon? Probably not. I still don't have those expectations. But even with where I'm at right now, I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, well, you know what? I can't imagine if Bitcoin starts setting new all-time highs and we start feeling the impact of the halving over the next 6, 12, 18 months, I cannot imagine SPS is going to be at 1.5 cents. I don't know what it will be at, but I do know that I don't want to be selling what I have right now with the intention of potentially selling it later, right? Taking my ice cream money, but hoping to buy the ice cream store rather than just the ice cream itself. So in that way, and this might even take it a step further for some folks, I'm not only not selling my SPS, I've actually been buying SPS. And maybe I should have led with that, right? But for example, right, some of the DEC, or actually all the DEC that I've been earning from renting out my deck right now, I'm just flipping that around and buying more SPS with that. So in a way, yeah, I mean, I'm not playing as much. It's in wild. I'm not earning as much, but I am stacking a good amount of SPS every day, and that makes me feel good, right? Again, I'm playing more so the game economy rather than the game itself, which I think is totally fine, right? I love the game, so I'm not trying to take anything away from the game, but the game economy is something that was way more fascinating to me. And I do have a lot of optimism for where things could potentially go. Now, that being said, there's a lot of execution the team needs to deliver on. So don't get me wrong. They need to do that. They need to do it well. And, the track record, as many people always point out, isn't the greatest, right? And the timing isn't the greatest. But I still, I'm quite confident in the timeframes that Matt is looking at this bull run with. And I do believe that they will deliver something, right? I do believe that they will come through with the new player experience. And whether that's 3 months, whether that's 6 months, as I've said previously, I don't think that the bull run ends this summer or, at the end of this year even. I think that we do hopefully go into at least some of the early parts of next year when things could get really exciting. And, I'm sticking around for the long term. So I'm not selling all of my assets. I've never said that I was selling out. I'm actually looking forward to the next cycle. And I know people are going to already pull their hair out about this, but I'm actually already looking to the next cycle, not within crypto, but within Splinterlands, meaning whenever we would get the set after Rebellion, not the mini set, but the core set, right? So this would be probably summer of 2025 that would knock Chaos Legion out of modern format. Because I do think that could present a very interesting time for people that want to continue playing in modern format and earning the big bucks in modern, right? I mean, there's just a lot more to go around there. So, you know, there's a lot to look ahead to. Obviously, what I'm trying to do is take a much more longer time frame and perspective on this. I know some other folks are not going to, and, you know, we've talked about it previously. There's definitely lots of opportunity, but lots of opportunity elsewhere, and I don't think that that's a bad thing for people to go chase that. But, you know, for me, just speaking personally, right, the the difficulty and more so like the administrative fees of which you'd have to pay to get money out of Splinterlands and into one of these other assets, it almost doesn't make sense for me. I'm allocated to a lot of the other projects that I want to be with other capital, right, with outside capital. So selling out of SPS and paying all the fees or whatever, gas fees, withdrawal fees, whatever it is, to get into these other assets doesn't really make sense. I have much faster ways of doing that, and so that's maybe that's you know, one of the other reasons why right now it's like, let's just keep the capital there, and instead of like turning it into, you know, taking it out or turning it into cash or something, and again realizing all those fees, let's just stack it for the time being, because we do want to see what was going to happen over the next 18 months. But, you know, that's just kind of maybe not 18 months, 13 months, right? I'm thinking summer 2025 is when that next whatever Rebellion, post-Rebellion set is going to be. But lots to consider between now and then. I just figured I'd share with you guys a little update. I know this will probably ruffle a lot of feathers, a lot of people who are very much thinking that Splinterlands is a dead game, and you know, you have every right to your opinion. I'm not even going to sit here and try to debate you on it. But for me, I am starting to stack SPS again, and it feels kind of good. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.